Hey guys, it's Michelle, and today I am talking all about cruise ship etiquette. I've been on quite a few cruises now, and sometimes I am on the cruise looking at some of these passengers like, who raised you? I'm gonna go through 10 suggestions that kind of just share some common courtesy things. I'm not saying that any of you guys need a refresher, but if anything, you could just be at home shaking your head like, yes, yes, yes. We do that here on cruises. So the first one is to quiet down when you hear an announcement being made over the loudspeaker by the captain or any cruise ship personnel, whether it's a weather update or if any changes are coming in terms of the itinerary. These are all important information that we want to hear. So common courtesy is just to lower your voice or to stop talking completely so that everyone around you can hear. Number 2 is all about buffet etiquette. Now, I could probably do a whole video about this, but I'm going to try and summarize how to act when you're at a buffet, whether it's on a cruise ship or at your local grocery store. So obviously you're going to want to wash your hands before you go to the buffet. That just helps to reduce the spread of germs. Next, even though you just washed your hands, you are not going to take your hands and pick up anything that is not sealed or in a box at the buffet. So a box of cereal, yes, use your hands, pick it up, put it on your plate or tray. French fries, do not pick the French fries up and put it in your plate. Use the serving utensils or spoons that are there for you. And while we're talking about serving spoons, please do not cross-contaminate. There are people who have allergies or people who just don't want French fries mixed in with their rice or vegetables. Another thing that I commonly see at buffets is someone will take a plate that they've already used and go back in line for seconds and use that plate again. Now, at home, yes, that's definitely what you should do because it saves the person who's washing dishes one last dish. But on the cruise ship, it's much more sanitary to get a brand new plate, so you're not spreading germs in any way. Also, your glasses. If you're going to a fountain water or soda fountain machine, if you're using that same cup, you're definitely spreading germs that way, just because you drank from the glass and now you're pushing it on the little lever for the soda or juice. So get a new cup or fork or spoon or plate each time you go back to the buffet. Another thing that I see at buffets is that people like to cut in line. I know you're hungry, but it's common courtesy all over the globe not to cut in line, especially at the buffet or if you're waiting for an elevator. I see that quite often as well. Just wait your turn. You will get fed. There's plenty of food for everyone. And honestly, it's just rude to cut someone in line. You came after them, so wait behind them. The fourth thing I'm going to mention is the topic of smoking. They do have designating smoking areas on all cruise ships. Some have more than others, depending on the size of the ship. I know for Disney ships, it's usually just that one area near the adult only section. On Royal Caribbean, they have a few throughout the ships. Please use these designating smoke sections. The reason that they're designed this way is because when the smoke blows, it isn't going to blow onto someone's balcony or a kid area. There have been times when I've gone out on the balcony and I've smelled like cigarette smoke. I have an asthmatic daughter, so the smell of cigarettes can trigger her asthma. So I would just rather not have to deal with that on my vacation. So smoking on your balcony, I know you're probably thinking, oh, no one's watching. We may not see you, but we can smell you. The next thing I'm going to mention is being kind to crew members. I have seen some passengers be very rude and rowdy to crew members who are just trying to do their job. And they're the reason that you're having a great vacation. They are providing a service so that you can relax and enjoy yourself. Yes, you've paid for the service, but they're doing the work. So I'm just gonna put this out there, rude, mean behavior towards crew members, cast members at a park needs to stop. It's just not appropriate, and I hate seeing it. It makes others around you feel uncomfortable. And if you're happy with the service, don't forget to tip. The next thing that I'm going to touch on is arriving on time to any group activity. So this isn't just the people that you're traveling with. This is for those muster drills or an excursion. I know I've been to muster drills where we're waiting on a cabin here or there, and they won't start until that cabin arrives. I just want to get out of there. And so does everyone else. So it's one thing if you're lost and you don't know where you're going, but just to be like, oh, I'm not going to show up, or I'll show up when I feel like it. It's kind of inconsiderate to those who have to wait and are there doing what they're supposed to do. I just think all of the things here, all of the overall theme here is to be considerate. You are not on the boat alone. Everyone paid to be on the boat, so don't feel entitled that you can just do whatever you want to do. Yes, have a vacation, have the time of your life, but not at the expense of ruining someone else's time. The next thing I'm going to mention is do not throw anything overboard. Not only is this just cruise ship etiquette, this is something that you could be heavily fined for if you are caught. The ocean has a problem right now anyway with trash and killing animals that live in the ocean. As you know, there's a lot of, as much as I love cruising, and this may be controversial, the cruise ships do a lot of damage to our oceans. So do your part. Do not throw anything off the balcony or just throw anything into the ocean. Use the trash bins that are provided, or just keep anything that might fly off your balcony inside your cabin room. The next one is a big one with a lot of cruisers. It actually doesn't bother me as much, but I'm going to mention it anyway. It's the noise that some people will make at all hours in the morning in the hallway or on their balcony. I would say just after a certain hour, usually 10 o'clock, be mindful of where you make your noise. So if you're in the hallway after 10, people are sleeping. So go to the club to make a lot of noise, or go up on the pool deck if you're going to make a lot of noise and you want to party. For your balcony, same thing goes. You know, people can hear you when you're on the balcony. So don't scream over cross yonder to the cruise ship you see in the distance, especially late hours at night. The next one is actually one that I almost got in an argument with someone over, and that is to be cautious when you are carrying food or drink around the ship. So on a Disney cruise, my daughter had on her beautiful Cinderella princess dress, and we were waiting to take a picture with a character. And there was this couple behind us who were drinking wine, which I don't care, drink wine. But then she must have had too much to drink, and she dropped her wine glass, and the wine spread all over my daughter's dress and on her face and on me. I wanted to smack this lady. I'm not even joking. It takes a lot to get me there, but that was what? My 5-year-old is covered in wine. So I took her to the bathroom really quick. The lady, she was very gracious about it. I will say she wasn't obnoxious or anything. She was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I took my daughter to the bathroom. I tried to get it out. Good thing is the dress had tulle, a tulle material. So it was easy to kind of get the stain out, and it didn't stain too bad. I wiped the friggin' wine off her face, and they did hold our spot. We got back in line. She took a picture. The lady was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So she was nice about it, but it was really annoying. Anyway, I said all that to say, watch where you're going with your food and drinks. If you're in a space where you can rest your drink or food down, do so. I know you're probably thinking, you're stable and you can carry your stuff, but sometimes accidents happen. So just be cautious where you take your things. My poor daughter, But the stains did come out, OxyClean for the win, okay? The next one is to keep an eye on your children. I have 2 young kids. I understand how quickly things can escalate, but I have been on cruises where children are literally where's my mom? And they have no clue, which is quite dangerous because we're in the open ocean. So if you're tired of watching your kids all day, I get it. Take them to the kids club where they can be properly supervised. The next etiquette thing we should be mindful of is nobody wants to see rowdy, rough, wild behavior. And by that, I just mean fighting and arguing, those type of things. Listen, we are all on this big, large raft in the middle of the ocean for X amount of days, whether it be 4 to 7 to 10, however many days. And we just all want to get along and have a good vacation. One tip to help with this is to be mindful of your drink consumption, and enough is enough, so that our minds are not altered and we don't want to fight. Okay. Nobody wants to see that. No one wants to see that. And honestly, I don't want you to end up in the holding cell at the bottom of the boat. I don't even know if that's where it really is, but that's what everyone always says. So I just assumed I got something down there in the dungeon. Okay. So be mindful of these things. No fighting on board. I don't know if people wear it as a stripe of honor, but it's just tacky and it just spoils the vibe. Good vibes only. The last two tips that I'm going to mention, honestly, they don't really bother me, but I just thought I'd throw them out there. They may help you to feel more comfortable when sailing. The first one is to be mindful of the dress code when you're going to certain dining establishments. So most cruise ships have become a lot more casual in the past years. You could practically show up to dinner in anything. Not a swimsuit, but shorts and a t-shirt will work. But a lot of the specialty dining have a specific dress code that you'll want to be mindful of before you set sail so you can pack accordingly. Some restaurants may even turn you away and not allow you to dine in their space if you are not appropriately dressed. So definitely something you want to be mindful of, and so that you can feel comfortable too. Like you don't want all the guests to be looking at you like, oh my God, what is she wearing? That type of thing. For some people, they don't even care about stuff like that, but if you think you might be bothered by it, this one's for you. The last thing that I'm going to mention is one that doesn't even really bother me, but a lot of cruisers get upset by this one, and that is holding beach chairs. I know a lot of cruisers are like, if you're not sitting in that beach chair, don't put your towel there. Don't hold your chair just for you to come back to it in 3 hours. So if you're not sitting in a beach chair, I think one beach chair to put your stuff in is allowed. I don't know. I do it myself. But don't be trying to hold up the whole row of chairs for your whole family. That's just inconsiderate, especially for the people who want to lay out and lounge and suntan. So don't take all the beach chairs with your beach towel. That's the point of that one. All right, guys, so that's the end of this video. I hope it was helpful, especially if you've never been on a cruise before. Maybe it's just kind of eye-opening so that you know kind of how the cruise culture tends to be. I am no etiquette specialist, that's for sure. But I do believe in trying to all just act right, it's no space for crazy when you're out at sea. Just act right, everybody be nice, be considerate so we can have the best vacation ever. Comment down below if you have some cruise etiquette tips that I forgot, or some of the things on here that are like your cruise etiquette pet peeves. I'm dying to know which one. I know for me on my list is definitely that after my experience with my daughter, obviously don't walk around with food. And the captain announcing thing, like, why are you talking? I want to know if the boat is something wrong. I want to know. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope this video was helpful or at least comical in some way. And I'm sure we can all relate if you've been cruising for a while. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.